All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody today for just joining Chop It Up with the Pies. I am who I am, and this is my wife, Cassandra. And we got a great topic for you today. But before we get started, we're going to get this hand clap. And we just going to get this super hand clap. That's what we do. That's how we do it. We bring it in hard. You know, that's how we roll. So let me, silence. Okay. Now, today we're going to talk about something that's very important to the country and is very important to people's spirituality. And so today we're going to talk about why are there more women in church than men?
Why?
Why are there more women in church than men? I'm gonna have to see. It's so real. The conversation is so real. I'm gonna have to put my glasses back on. So this is what I'm saying. So why are there more women in church than men? I mean, that's something that's been talked about. Yeah. That's something that's really have been shown. We see more women in church now than men. And I got my reason, and she has her reason. But before we just really jump in, you know, I always keep my top three. But I got some real conversation for this topic. But I want to ask my wife first, why are there, and her being a woman, I know that for sure. Why are there more women in church than men? Why do you think there are more women in church than men? Because, you know, stats prove it, people see it, and I've seen it. So what is your take on that?
Well, it's all about opinion, right? On what we think.
And that's our opinion. Please don't take it personal. We got somebody last week got at us, but we love them anyway. They told us to stay offline because of our opinion, but they was online. That didn't make sense. So once again, what is your take on that? On your opinion, why do you think? I mean, because it was a time it wasn't like that, but why do you think it's more women in church than men? What's really going on?
Well, I think it's many reasons.
Okay.
It's more than just one reason, but
okay.
I think one reason has to be with how men approach life, how they see life.
Okay.
Men are, of course, considered to be the logical ones. A woman is considered to be more the emotional one, and in my opinion, there's a lot of people who are becoming unbelievers. Like they may have believed, and now they may not believe as much. So if you have a lot of men who think more logical, now all things when it comes to spiritual things, they kind of fall away from, and women lean more toward it. We lean more toward how God can get us through. You got a lot of men who are becoming more and more, in my opinion, more and more skeptical about, and like I said, this is just one thing. There's many reasons, and it's just like God ain't gonna do this, God ain't gonna do that, going on with that God stuff. But you still have so many women who are still way more spiritual.
I'm gonna need you to lean into the camera this way a little bit too.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So, but okay, so that's
That's just one reason, but it's more.
Well, let's. She was surfing. Let me go ahead and hit them where it hurts.
I didn't quite get that out right.
Yeah. Let me go ahead. She's skeptical and logic at the same time.
I wish you would stop asking me first. So
okay. Well, we're gonna keep it 100 because here's the reason why. I'm gonna say it one more time. Keep your head inside this mic.
Okay.
Okay. This camera. So here's the reason, and get your pens and paper out.
Okay.
Reason why women, white, black, green, and yellow. Reason why women are in church more than men, and why the number is so off. At one time, it was the man, the family, and and the kids. Now it's the wife or the ex and the kids. So the reason is that a woman, a mama, or a girlfriend, or a wife, or whatever the situation might be, she go to church now in the 21st century for a group session. She get the music, she get the word, and she get to pay some money. Those are the three things that's working for them, because when you tie it all in together, they feel like they have fulfilled a purpose on Sunday. They feel like they fulfilled a purpose on Sunday. And so the thing is that because women won't listen to men, it ain't about no logic. If I tell my wife, honey, don't go to that church no more because that man is popping off, he ain't saying nothing about what God said, his needs are being met before God's. But if she have a certain thing about that man. And it don't have to be about a preacher. It might be just the church itself. She might like the door lady. She might like the food they serve. She might like a lot of other things that ties into that church building. And so she will be reluctant to listen to her husband or her boyfriend when he's trying to tell her, because she said men are logical. She'll be reluctant to say, you know what? Because it ain't got nothing to do with spirituality. Because women think when they go to church, they cry a little bit, fall all on the altar, and then get their money that they did something real good. They had some type of touching. Yeah, you got touched, but it wasn't by God. You had an emotional breakdown. You did not have a spiritual connection. You had a man-filled word that had nothing to do with God. And so you feel like there's a connection there. And I always like to say, if you love your pastor more you love Jesus Christ, you might be brainwashed.
Okay, but
so go ahead.
I do want to say this. I think one reason why it's less men, because a man and a woman, they can go to church, of course, together, right?
Okay.
Married couple, whatever. And the preacher could be preaching the word. I mean, he's preaching the gospel.
Okay.
He's speaking truth.
Okay.
And she's like, she's really trying her best to live by what he's teaching.
Okay. Okay.
And he's teaching sound doctrine.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And all she goes, because men are so, they don't like women admiring no other man in any way. So all she has to say, I'm saying, this the truth.
That ain't no truth.
Can I finish my point? You won't let me finish my point, right?
I ain't got no choice.
Okay. So she can say, Pastor Stevens, he really brought that word. Pastor Stevens says certain things about who can bring this to the church, whether it be something to help donating clothes, a bake off, or helping the homeless, anything. And she's like, go and do this because Pastor said this. And all she's trying to do is not so much follow the pastor. She's just trying to be obedient to the word. The man is sitting there getting jealous. So you saying that you saying that because you saying that because now he ain't the pastor no more. Now he calling him that dude, that sometimes that nigga, or he ain't talking about nothing. Now they start thinking that she got some kind of liking in more ways than how it should be when it comes to just what the that he started getting jealous, like she is looking at the pastor in more ways than just him being the pastor, if you know what I mean.
I'm confused.
Can I finish?
Totally confused.
A lot of no. So you want to act like you're confused. A lot, and I'm saying this is just one of many reasons here. A lot of men do not like to see their woman listening so closely to another man. It doesn't matter whether or not he's the pastor. All she has to do is say too many good things about the pastor, and now he ain't trying to listen to none of what the pastor got to say. Now that's just one reason. Stop trying to make it seem like that reason is don't exist, because that is a reason that a lot of men don't go with their wives.
Well,
and they try to talk the wives from going.
Well, hold on, because you're doing too much. Okay, listen. We're talking about, I don't know what she's talking about, but we're talking about why are there more women in church than men?
That's
from
one
a
of the
cultural
reasons.
standpoint. I don't know about other cultures, but in my culture, the reason I stated one of them, and let me reiterate, the reason women in my culture go to church more than men is because it's something that the pastor's saying that make them want to go. That's one.
Okay.
I said that earlier. Okay.
Okay.
The next one is because
That's right.
okay. We trying to state a point that how awful it is. At one time it was a family unit. Now it's a single family unit where the man is out the picture. Not like she don't have to be divorced. He just don't want to go, and it has nothing to do with the preacher. But men can see through things that women can see and feel things that women can't when it comes to another man. Now, the next reason why women is more women in church than men is because women feel like they got some type of spiritual connection with what's going on in the church. If he give her a job, she can be the door lady. She can be the one that's sitting on the stage. She could be singing in the choir. This is what throws me. she can want to feel needed at the church, but she won't do nothing at the house. That don't make sense to me.
Now we turn this from
No,
the
no,
church
wait a minute now. I'm going to tell the truth and put the devil to shame. When a woman feel needed at the church and the man at home can't feel needed, that's why he don't go and that's why she do go. I said something. You can write that down. Now, see, this is what I'm saying. I'm going to say it again because this can be a short. When a woman I'm talking about cultural now. In my culture, what I've seen, you go to the church right now in the 21st century, right now as I speak, you'll see more women with jobs in the church than men.
And let me say this.
Go ahead.
That ain't nothing but some crazy stuff you talking about. Because
what? Are you kidding me right now?
So many times people are getting up. A lot of times it's not the pastor, it's somebody who's head of activities or events or whatever going on in church. They ask for volunteers to this thing, that thing, to help different programs in the church. So anybody in a lot of these instances could sign up. They be wanting more men to sign up and say, I'll do this, I'll do that. But the men don't. So the women decide to do it. So stop trying to make it seem like if the man don't feel needed, a lot of men don't want to participate in church functions. And don't sit up there and act like they do, because a lot of them don't. I'm not saying none of them, don't, but a lot of them do not participate. It's the women that's like, me, I'll do. Let's say, how many, can I get 50 men to join me on, so we can talk to other men that's going through some things, or they struggling in life, they struggling with jobs. Can we get some men to help? Everybody silent. So it's not like they don't want to do. They don't want to do. And you know one reason why? Because men want to be the head of everything. So they almost can't stand some pastor being the head of them.
Once again, I'm gonna say men are
That's just another reason. That's just another reason.
Men have always been leaders. And what I'm saying is, okay, so since you got all that information that you just shared illegally,
just another opinion.
It is an opinion. You tell me about the men, I'm gonna tell you about the women, because you go to a church right now. I don't care if it's a big church or a smaller church. Women have more roles in the church than men.
Because a lot of men don't want them.
No. It's not because men don't want them. Now it's
so you trying to go sit there and tell that tale.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not saying I can agree to a certain extent that most men don't want, and they don't want the job that the pastor's gonna give them. See, the thing is
exactly.
They don't want that job, but the woman will take it.
Exactly. So what we talking about?
But let me explain something. Hold on, sister. Hold on, Pastor Sand. Hold on. She was Storm last week. Now she Pastor Sand. So this is what I'm saying. You can't give me anything, because men are leaders by nature. Mm-hmm. I'm not finna keep sweeping that church, man, while you doing better than me. What do you mean?
But this is my point. If you in the church and you trying to live your life and be as Christ-like as you can be, and be an example to non-believers to live holy, what difference does it make that you sweeping the floor? You just doing a role.
Well, see, here's the thing. So when he hit you with the guilt trip and put God between you and what he wants you to do,
there's only one pastor in that church.
Look here, liberal. Let me tell you something.
Now I'm far from that.
Well, I'm talking about what we talking about right here. Because what I'm saying is that don't give me the garbage job and tell me that's my blessing.
But you telling me that the women will take any of the jobs.
They will. That's what we're talking about. That's why it's more women when they get a job. Let me reiterate this one more time. Women will do the work at the church and won't do nothing at home for the husband. Women would do the work at the church. I've been to church. I was a member of churches. Women would do it more at the church for the pastor and the first lady, and won't do nothing for her husband. That's why.
I agree with that.
Well, because I'm right all the time on this one. So the thing is that, what man, seeing that how the pastor is manipulating the women using God's word, why would he want to stay there? And he's telling his wife or his girlfriend, we need to find another church. But she said, well, no, I'm head of the choir now, or I work at the door, or I work in children, because everybody's trying to find something.
But you acting like every church got a crooked pastor.
That's what you're thinking in your head.
No, you're just saying that like he's telling her don't go to that church because the pastor blah blah blah.
The pastor need workers. Who do the work in the 21st century churches? Women.
Because the men won't.
Because the men can peep. Well, let me use a street term.
Because
men can peep game.
If he was in charge, he would want some workers.
It ain't every man want to.
If he was in charge, he would want some workers. But these men got a problem with every other man in charge because they want to be in charge. So then when a woman is listening to this man, they like, you can't go there, or they don't want to go there because.
No, the reason why
they don't want their wife, girlfriend, whoever listen to some other dude. The fact that he's a pastor goes out the window.
See, you go to a women's church. That's why you acting crazy up in here.
Oh
so just I go to I went having my own church. I've been to churches where I've seen it with my own eyes. More women have jobs in churches than men, and so it's hard. Let me finish, Pastor. This is what I'm saying. That's why women stay at the church. Let me slow this down. That's why women stay at the church, because they feel needed. They feel like they have a role.
Right.
They feel like they're doing God's purpose. But it's really not God's purpose. It's the pastor's purpose. Now, if every church like that, no, but majority, because people are crying out all over the nation saying churches are crooked now. I never heard this much against churches since I've been black in America. And I've been black a long time. So, you can downplay it, but reality is what's real is real.
Social media hasn't always existed. So.
Well, what's real is real. What's real is real. God allowed things to happen so people can get the information, no matter if it's social media, newspaper, news station, or wherever. Just at the barber shop, beauty shop, information have always been available. But now it's at a way where it's in a point now where we can know for ourselves because people are talking. But I'm not putting down the church. I'm just trying to raise up God. People, women in particular, reason why there are more than women in church than men is because they feel needed at the church. And it's not because they're not needed at home. That's a rebellious spirit that she might have toward her husband. She'll go to church and feel like she's having some type of connection with God, but it's really with the pastor. Now, is that right or wrong? I don't know. But I'm just keeping it 100.
Okay, well, I feel another reason is when women, especially single mothers and stuff like that, they have more faith that they can go get help from a church in times of need than a man would feel they could go to the church. Would you agree with that? Help in things like when a single mother is struggling, they have a sense of community and other mothers and mothers of the churches and encouraging them and stuff like that, versus a man would think that he can't get that same kind of support. I'm not bashing the church, but really I am. But the thing is, what I'm saying is that help is always available. Well, I'm saying is that, in my opinion, that could be another reason why women go to church more, because if she gets down with it, okay, put it like this: when a woman is going through some things, right? Everybody knows that women can get together with a bunch of friends, 5, 6 friends, and sit together in a room and cry together and and support each other, cry on each other's shoulder and all this. And so just say a woman don't have friends, whatever, she's going to think about the church more so for that same kind of support, because now spiritual along with fellowship and everything, versus a man. Because men, when they going through some things, how often do you see a bunch of men in the room and their emotions and stuff?
Well, see,
so women would run the church quicker than a man would. So that's just another opinion of mine that I would think a woman.
Well, that was a good opinion. Thank you for that one, sister. But what I'm saying is that men, the real M-A-N, or M-E-N, sorry, we don't support any and everybody, and definitely not anything. Men who preach at these churches, they need to support immorality if they're doing it. Same-sex marriage, men marry men in church. Who in the church who supports that? Women. I seen recently where a man got married to another man, and he called him the first man.
That's in that old LGBT type.
Wait a minute. I'm just talking about in the church as a whole. If there's any immorality in the church, if a man or a woman know about it, who the first gonna leave? Talk to me, sister. Who the first gonna leave? Who gonna stay behind? Talk to me. I'm
man,
ready.
the man
We
gonna leave
ready.
first,
Oh,
yeah.
that's the point I'm making. Because
I
women
get it,
feel like
definitely.
women will compromise God's word and support the pastor. Let me say it again. Women will compromise God's word and support the pastor. Because if the pastor said, I need 60 million, she'll go through, I need $60,000 for airplane. She'll help support him in his $60,000 need for their airplane. Well, the brother saying, man, you ain't gave me nothing. See, 'cause us men, we're going to pull the pastor's card. And he don't want us around. He really don't want us around.
So we just keep going back to the men and the corruption of the church.
So, no. Well, I'm telling you why the women are at the church. If it's good or bad, they going to stay. Because the first thing I said or the second thing I said, women go to church because they feel needed and they feel some type of connection with the pastor. They never get to know who God is on some of these churches in America, but most women in my culture go to church with their sons and daughters, little children or whatever, grandchildren. They go. We can keep it 100. We can go to the church right now in our city we live in. Right now, you'll see more women in church with the children than you will see a man. What happened? Why? You tell me, sister. Why? What have happened to the men? What happened? I'm asking you a question. What happened to the men?
I don't know. I gave mine. You the one with.
No, can you reiterate what you said? What happened to the men? I'm asking you. Since you know what happened to
I agree with you.
No,
with that
but I'm
last
asking
point
you
were
what
saying.
happened. What happened to the
left
men, sister?
They left the church.
Why did they leave? Ain't God for everybody? Don't God love everybody?
Yes.
So you mean tell me the man who was created to lead and to provide, he leaves a church where the pastor is he's fine with the word, but but the thing is that how he's bringing the word is what making the men leave. Did you hear what I just said? How he's bringing the word is what making the men leave. That poop-put type gospel that he's preaching, that unorthodox style of teaching that he's preaching, it only caters to the women.
Oh.
Sister, you can be strong.
Okay.
You're going to make it.
That was going on to my next point.
Well, what's your next point,
My next point is, when we talking about like right now, not 20 years ago, right now, I think feminism has taken over churches. The message is catered to women.
I just said that.
No, what I'm saying is, but I'm just talking about it's catered to women. Like even when I see it, like I said, this is another, like you just said, but I was just reiterating. It's all about empowering women. It's more and more of that. But I think one reason why it kind of began to shift toward that in the first place is because there were so many women in the church. They just start catering to women more and more and more. So now it's becoming worse and worse because now it's all about women preaching, women leading, women being, you can be the head, and a lot of the teaching now is really worldly, but being taught in the church.
So we won't get off the mark. The topic is why are there more women in church than men? And I stated that in all
caps. So
caps.
That's another reason for me. Feminism is one of them.
And with all caps, I stated women is reason why white, green, black, yellow. The reason why it's more women in church than men because they feel needed. They feel there's a connection there. They feel like they can lay their own burdens down. And the thing is that they feel like they can receive something in return. Just maybe a word. They ain't trying to be saved. They just want to go to church. Sunday is the most divided. Like I'm about to take a quote from one of my role models, Dr. Martin Luther King. Sunday is the most divided time in America. Mm-hmm. But the point is that I'm gonna give him that one back. But I'm gonna say in my community, in my culture, it's when it comes to marriage and relationship, it's definitely divided on Sundays. Because the man is at home and the wife is at church getting that word because she feel like what she can't get from her husband, she sure can get it from the church. I'm going to keep it 100. I preach the word. I'm a man of God, but I know truth is truth. Women are out of line. It should not be more women in the church than men, but we just going forward like that. And even though Sister Sand over here said feminism,
that was just another reason. Like I said, it's many reasons. Another reason could be that how a lot of women when they turn their life over, they want to get married in their mind, go to church, find a husband. Well, how many men? A lot of men these days ain't even trying to get married, so they sure ain't trying to go to church and find a wife.
Well, they go. Yeah.
So that's another reason that women. There's more. Yeah, there's so many reasons.
Well. I'm gonna say what you just said. Yeah, they go to church to turn their life over, and the pastor turn their purse over. That's what they doing. Yeah, you turn your life over, and I'm gonna get you saved, but you pay for that salvation. Turn that purse over. Come on with the credit card. We got a machine in the back. I'm just saying, turn that purse over. What you got? And that's the reality. Man ain't turning that wallet over. He worked too hard for his money, but the sister be getting out, well, Jesus love me, so that's not okay. That's why there is more women in church in the 21st century in 2024 than men, because the pastor said, you come, I'm going to turn your life over, but you make sure you turn that purse over. Dump it all out. Bring it all to the altar. Cause I gotta spend. I'm going shopping. You got pastors wearing $13,000 jewelry and expensive designer clothes, and she excited about how he look, but she ain't trying to do nothing for her husband, who said, "Till death do us part." You tell me what kind of sense does that make? So I'm telling you, I'm gonna leave you with this. If you love your pastor, women. Black women, white women, green women, Jewish women, any kind of women. If you love your pastor more than you love Jesus Christ, you might be brainwashed.
Okay, well, can I say this?
Go ahead, sister. It's your
world. This has been a whole lot. I've been trying to speak on reasons why without the bashing. Now, let me get finished. Everything that's come out of your mouth has been like against women. All these men who aren't going to church they're not saints. Some of these are just straight up heathens. So can you say something about why some of these men who should be in church, not in church, and say something negative towards them? Because it's like all your negativity is toward the women. I didn't think
that was negative, but if you want me to share a little more.
Because what's up with the men?
The reason why men,
you acting like they all so good, and it's just the women's fault.
The reason why men, get your pen out. The reason why men, black men, white men, green men, yellow men. The reason why men are not in the church in 2024 because they're not needed. Because if they try to lay their burdens down, that's just what they did.
Can you say this? Some of them just flat out don't.
If they try to lay their burdens down, when Jesus said we could, when he come and try to lay his burden down, a man who see another man, if that preacher is weak, he's uncomfortable with that man. He don't know how to approach that man because he's so used to pimping the women. He don't know how to confront that man. So when the man start telling them something, he don't know what to do with it. He'll start talking sideways and all type of crazy talk, and the man don't come back because he didn't feel like his need was met because he ain't finna give out no money. So the thing is that's why most men don't go to the church.
I think some men, since you just still don't want to say nothing about these men, some men feel convicted because they've told right. They're told things that they should hear, and they just don't want to hear it.
Well,
so would you at least agree with that part? That
we're gonna be human.
Thank you. Good.
We're gonna be human, right? We're gonna be human. It's women go and feel convicted, just like men. We all human. We all have needs. We all have.
You can't say that about the men, but I still just throwing the woman.
We talking about women. We talking about women.
We're talking about men and women. Why there's more men,
the topic
women
is why
than men in church?
Why are there more women?
And you put it all like it's negative toward the woman. Why?
I said need. I said because there's a need there. Women like to feel needed. Don't you need me? Don't you need me?
Of course.
Okay then. I ain't lying on nobody today. So the thing is that's why I'm gonna leave with this. That's why now you can leave what you want to leave with. The reason why women outnumber the men in the church by a huge margin is because they feel they can go and receive something. In return, they're going to give something. Now, I'm not being funny. I'm being real. Women go to receive and give. Men go to receive and build. I can't make that up. Because if the preacher can teach him how to be a strong man, his wife, and raise his children, That's what he want for. He don't care nothing about giving out no money. He'll get the pastor all the money he got.
But that's the point I'm making. So if he can teach him how. A lot of men are so weak nowadays. They don't want to be told how to be a better man. So they run. A lot of these men run from that. And they don't want to hear that. They don't want this other man telling them how to be a better man, how to be a great husband, how to be a great provider, how to be a great father. A lot of them run from that because they're weak.
Well, insecure man is not a man that's ready. That's just how it is. You have to be ready. You have to be ready to receive. But like I said, a real man gonna walk up at the church. He's looking to receive something. And now the pastor won't even have to ask him for no money. He'll drive the pastor bus. He'll wash his car. He'll do whatever it takes because he believes that man had told him something real. So
like you said, if he's ready to receive it.
If he's ready to receive it. Now, if he told him something real, if he told him a lie, he didn't feel what he was saying was true and authentic, he'll never see him again. He'll never see him again. So that's real.
But I do stand on that when there's a pastor who is a godly man who and if he see that his wife smiling too much, he don't want her to go to church. No. I'm gonna keep one of those as my top reasons. Okay. He getting jealous.
Well, I mean that's minimum. That ain't even
but
real.
Still, that's still one of the reasons too.
But he go to learn God's word, how not to be jealous and appreciate his woman. But if the man ain't preaching it right and teaching it right, well, his jealousy remains.
Okay.
Okay then. All right. Well, we want to thank y'all because we went a little longer because this is real stuff. Like I said, when we talk about these things, it's titled, our description is real talk with real humor. Yeah. Real talk with real humor. Don't get offended. It's just our opinion. But make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Support us because we are truly chopping up with the pie.
Please tell us what you all think the top reasons are.
Yeah,
for there being more women.
Yeah.
And please go in the comments and tell us what you all think.
Yeah, and I'm ready to receive it. And I'm definitely gonna communicate back with you. That's just how we do it. So we're gonna just leave with that and make sure y'all, we can't wait to see y'all again and get it at us, and we'll close with that. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.